Hi guys, Halloween here. So I made this video to quickly show you how you can play KeyForge, the unique deck game by Richard Garfield, online and for free, right? So there is this website called The Crucible Online. So it's www.thecrucible.online, and here you can play KeyForge with any deck that you can find online. So first you make an account, right? Here's mine, I'm logged in as Halloween. You see the number of games that are currently played, and then you have a tab here with decks, play and help. If you go to decks, you will see that I have already quite a number of decks imported that I can play with. But for you, when you start out, there won't be any decks here. So what you can do is you can import a deck. Now here they ask you to provide a link. So what you can do is you could go to the Master Vault, the KeyForge Master Vault. You can go to your own decks and add those, and then you can play with the decks that you effectively own and play with them online if that's what you like to do. Or you can go and look in the 730,000 decks that are available and choose one. Let's say, for example, we take this one, the Unfortunately Incongruous Victor, right? Here you can see the deck contents and whatever. You can see power and chains and so on. You just take the link, copy it, you put it in here, import, and that's all you have to do, right? And now you have this deck. So what was it called? It was the Unfortunately Incongruous Victor, right? And now it's presented to you here. You've got the breakdown with actions, artifacts, creatures, upgrades, and then it also says if it's valid or not, right? So some decks are like really good. So probably a lot of people will try to import it and try to play with it. For example, here I have the Captain of Barracks launch, which is the deck that won the KeyForge Vault Tour at Eindhoven, and you see that it's invalid. So in that case, this deck has been flagged and it requires verification. So you need to email a photo or a deck list with your username written on the piece of paper to the creators of the website, right? So that's a bit to protect people from playing the really good decks, and in that way you can verify it, right? So once you have your decks that you want to play with, for example, right, you can check it out here. It shows you all the different cards. They pop up when you hover over them, and then you can go to the play section. Now in the play section, you see that it lists all the different games. So there are beginner games, there are casual games, and then there are competitive games, right? So they will be way down here. Now you can sort them out here using these toggles. You can do a quick join, just join any game, or you can start a new game, right? If you start a new game, you can give it a name. You can allow spectators, which can be nice if you want to show other people or friends how you're playing. And you can choose to show your hands, your hand with cards to the spectators. You can also mute them, because otherwise they can talk in chat. Normal or sealed, and then different game types, so beginner, casual, or competitive. You can also give it a password, right? So that's nice if you only want to allow friends of you to play with, which can be nice. Now, if you start, then here you can see you can select the deck, right? So for example, let's say I choose this one, Succubus of Fire, and then you can start or leave, waiting for players. Now in your case, you will be waiting for the player. If the other player chose their deck, you can click start and you can start the game. And this is basically how it looks like, right? So you've got your main area here, and then here you have the chat box. And the nice thing about the chat box is that, first of all, you can chat with your opponent, that's fine. But secondly, here it will show all the actions that you are doing, so you can keep a track of everything that's happening, every step. Then here, this is your area. You see the number of keys here, 1, 2, 3, that you have forged or not forged. Here you can see your hand, your archive, your Archon emblem, the draw pile, and the discard pile. Now the nice thing is that you can click on these things. So you can click on your draw pile, you can see everything that's still left in your draw pile. You can also do that for the discard pile. Right now there's nothing in the discard pile. And for your archives. You can also do that for the discard pile of your opponent, right? But of course not for the draw pile or the archive. Well, you can, because sometimes you can see which cards are in there, right? If he archives one of your cards, for example. Here you see your amber count, the number of chains, your different houses, and who is the active player and what is the active house. So let's say I start a game, right? I don't have an opponent right now, so I have only limited things to show, but I have a lot of gameplay videos that you can check out. So first of all, okay, you can see your cards. If you hover over them, you see on the right upper part, you see it depicted. And then you can choose to keep your hand or mulligan. Let's say, for example, we mulligan, and then you choose one of your houses, right? So for example, I choose Brobnar and I play Crump, right? You just click the card and then you can choose what to do. So here you see what I said before. So it will list everything that you're doing. So Heli Hapoween plays Crump, right? And turn. Now we immediately go back to my turn because we don't have an opponent, right? So let me illustrate that again. Let's say I take this, I take a creature, then you can say I play the creature, I discard a card, or I cancel, right? For example, I want to play Amber Imp first. You can choose on which side of the flank you want to do it, left or right. We play this one, and that's fine, end turn. And now, for example, we use logos, we play an artifact, here we go, end turn. Yes, I want to end my turn. And then, for example, we take this again, I play this other artifact, and now you can say, okay, I click one of my creatures that are ready here, and I can reap with it, and you see that the amber count increases, right? I can reap, and in this case, Toxin has the ability that it discards a random card with the opponent. If there would be an opponent, it would happen automatically, right? And here you can follow everything. Now, some effects might be a little bit difficult. I can tell you that like, for example, you have this card, this logos card called Fogify, and it doesn't really show that clearly that Fogify is active. So you have to check that over here. The nice thing is that you have a good overview here to see everything. Now, the gameplay is very intuitive, right? It's just click and play. It's very clear. And I don't think there will be a lot of problems. If you have any problems, just drop the questions in the comment section below and I will answer you immediately. Also, do note that there is a help function here. You can check out the how to play, there's an about, there's a community, so you can find a lot of information there. If you just want to see quickly how it plays, just check one of my other gameplay videos, and if you've watched one of those, you can start out immediately. So that's everything for today. Thanks a lot for watching and see you around. Bye.